So today we are going to do a new topic, that is pollination and fertilization. Okay, let's check it out with our slides. Let's go. Let's start it. Let me start it. First and foremost, the thing is that we need to know what pollination is, how it is done, and what is fertilization. These are the very important things that we should know in this chapter. These are the main parts of this chapter. We will watch it. Please wait a while. So here it is. Let's start. First, this is just a picture that I have shown you for the pollination. But our today's topic is pollination and its types. First, we are going to see the pollination and its types. Okay, maybe I will be making two parts for it, one for the pollination and its types, and one for the fertilization. Let's see what is coming first. The first one is what is pollination and what is a pollen grain. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower, but of the same species. This is very important. That is, it is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the flower to the stigma of another flower, but of the same species. Pollen grain. It is the male gamete of a flower which takes part in sexual reproduction in plants. Male gamete which takes in sexual part in plants. Okay. Types of pollination. Pollination types. How many are there? It is basically two types. The first one is self-pollination. Second one is cross-pollination. We'll see each of them in detail. First, you're having self-pollination. If we talk about this self-pollination, I think here you can see this slide. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Self-pollination is just transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower, or a flower of the same plant of the same species. What is this? See, the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower or a flower of the same plant. Okay, stigma of the same flower or the flower of the same plant is of the same species is termed as the self-pollination. Self-pollination is of two types. One is autogamy, that is transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower. Okay, that is this one. See, the pollen grains transferring from the anther of this flower to the stigma of the same flower. Okay, and the next one is gytonogamy, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower of another flower of the same plant. See here, you can see here the gytonogamy. See, pollen grains between the flower of same plant. Okay, the anther of this flower is transferring to the flower, but it is of the same plant. Which is, if you talk about this one, this is flower A, and this is flower B. From the anther of A to the stigma B, it is being transferred, but the both flowers A and B are in the same plant. See, next, there are some conditions which favors the self-pollination. There are certain conditions for it. The first and foremost is bisexuality and monoecious. Now, what does this mean? The first one is bisexuality and monoecious. Now, bisexuality and monoecious are quite a bit different. Okay, it's quite a bit different from others. So here it is. See, self-pollination can take place only when a flower consists of both male and female reproductive parts, which is known as the bisexuality, or when the male and female parts are present on the same plant. Okay, please understand it nicely. Self-pollination takes place when a flower consists of both the male and female reproductive parts. Means the flower is there, both the male as well as the female reproductive parts is present there. That is bisexuality. Okay, and when both uh, male and female flowers are present on the same plant, that is monoecious. One is in the same flower, both the reproductive parts is present, and one in the same plant, both the male as well as the female flower is present. Okay, got it? Okay. Once more, you can just check it now. So here you can see the both things. This is the bisexuality. This is the monoecious. Okay. Here is the female. That is the male flower. You can understand it. Okay. I will go back to this slide to give you once more one recap. You can see here. This is the bisexuality. See, hibiscus, mustard are the examples. They are having the stamen as well as the pistil. That means they are the bisexual flowers. The male as well as the female reproductive parts are present in the same flower. And if we talk about this one, this is a pumpkin one. Okay, this is a pumpkin one. This is a female part. You can see this is the ovary. If I'm not wrong, here is the ovary. You can see it. Okay, so here is the ovary of this female plant, and this is a male flower. Okay, this is a female flower basically. Okay, let's concentrate here. Okay, so here we are having two more. First one is homogamy, that is the stigma and the anther get mature at the same time. And cleistogamy, self-pollination, especially autogamy, is possible if the flowers are closed and pollination occurs. After the flower gets pollinated, the flower opens. Okay. So homogamy means the stigma and the anthers get mature at the same time. You can see this picture. You can see the stigma as well as the anthers. See the stigma. This is the stigma, and these are the anthers, which are mature at the same time. So self-pollination can occur. This is a cleistogamy. This is self-pollination. Okay, especially autogamy, in which the fertilization occurs when the flower is closed. Okay, and when it is fully pollinated, flower is pollinated, then the flower opens. I'll give you some pictures. You can see here. This is, do you know what it is? It is viola plant. It's viola plant. It is chasmogamous flower above ground. Okay, chasmogamous flower above ground. This is the cleistogamous flower underground, and this is the seed pod. Okay, after pollination, you can see once you can just see it. This is a viola plant. The number A is the chasmogamous flower, which is above the ground. Okay, which is above the ground. Then cleistogamous, that is underground, and seed pod after pollination. You can see these pictures. Just have a look. I will wait for 5 seconds. Done. Okay, now let's learn about the advantages and disadvantages of self pollination. So you have seen the three conditions. Basically, it's in the three conditions, if I'm not wrong, for being self pollinated. First one is bisexuality and monoecious. You can just cut it down to more points also. Next one is homogamy and cleistogamy. Three main we have seen, but we can just divide it according to you. Because bisexuality 1 point you can write and monoecious 1 point you can keep. No problem. Next. Yeah. Next, advantages. We will see the advantages and disadvantages of self-pollination. Now let's learn it. See, advantages of self-pollination. Pollination is granted. Okay. No energy spent on large showy petals, nectar, or large number of pollen grains, and desired parental characters are retained. Okay. Pollination is 100% guaranteed. No wastage of pollen grains. Okay. And a large number of pollen grains need not to be produced because see, more colorful, more attractive it need to produce, so more and more energy is needed, no, for that. That is why no energy is spent, or you can say that very little amount of energy is spent. Okay, because they are not producing any soy petals, no nectar. Okay, no fragrance. Then large number of pollen grains need not be produced. Desired parental characteristics are written. If you want the yellow hibiscus, it will give you the yellow hibiscus. If you want the golden marigold, it will give that. Like this. These are some examples. Now the disadvantages of self-pollination. Weakening of species due to interbreeding untreated traits cannot be eliminated. No new varieties. Anthers and pistil may mature at the same time. Pollination cannot occur. Okay, see now weakening of species means if one species is just going one after another again pollinating again the same tree, the species will start to weaken, no? And if suppose one plant is there, one flower is there which is having a disease of getting molted, okay, so the same disease will carry on to the next generation if it is self-pollinated. So you cannot eliminate the molting part, right? No, that is what the first point says. No new varieties are produced, no from if you yellow to yellow, it will not from yellow to green it will not come. And give the example from red to orange it will not come. Okay, like this, so new varieties will not be produced, and the pistils and anthers must mature at the same time. Otherwise, the pollination will not occur. We have seen in homogamy, so that must be there. If it is not there, so pollination will not occur. This is a self-pollination disadvantage. Now we'll go to cross-pollination. Okay, so self-pollination is done. Now we'll go to cross-pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower of different plant of the same species is called as cross-pollination. Okay, so it is from one flower, from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of different plant. Of different plant. Now it is also known as allogamy or xenogamy. So you can see here that it is the cross-pollination which is taking between two flowers of two different flowers, two different plants but of the same species. Okay, this same species is very important because otherwise the pollination would not. Okay, okay. So you have seen the cross pollination now. Now cross pollination is different types of mediums for the transfer of pollens like water, air, animals, or birds known as pollinating agents. Cross pollination needs what? Some pollinating agents, but self pollination does not need it. Okay, so we'll see what's next for us. What's next? So just you can see this one once more. Okay, just you can see this one once more. See you can see the picture and get an idea of it. I will wait for 2 seconds. Done. Okay, let's go here. Conditions favoring cross pollination. Yeah. What is the first condition? Unisexuality. That is, one flower will have either female or male reproductive part. One of the factor of conditions that favors pollination unisexuality is that only one type of flower will grow on the same plant, either male or female. You can see here the unisexual flowers like the cornflowers, papaya flower, okay, cucumber flower. So unisexual flowers will either have stamens or the pistils, either the male part or the female part. Unisexuality is one. Now, do you think any other characters are there? Obviously, there are. Let's see what they are. Are they harmful? Are they scary? We'll see it. We'll see it. Don't worry. We are going to see it. Don't worry at all. I think there is some problem. Please wait. Oh, okay. 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 We'll again start it. Okay, we'll again start it. It has just gone through some problems. We'll again start it. Please wait. So, so here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Uh, the condition, the first one is that it should either have the male or the female part. Second one is help sterility. Okay, the pollen grains cannot grow or mature even if they fall on the stigma of the same of another flower of the same species. That is, we will see the picture in the next slide. Okay, pollen grains cannot grow or mature even if they fall on the stigma of same or another flower of the same species. Okay, so how it is, that they will have some contradictory means parts which will help them to do that. So here it is. It is the third one, that is dichogamy. It is also a condition that favors cross pollination. In this, either the stamens or the stigma matures first. Either stigma will mature first or the stamen will mature first. Okay, dichogamy is mainly of two types. Let's see. Protandry, when the anthers get mature, the stigma before the stigma, and progyny, in where the anthers will grow later, that is, the stigma will mature first. Please check it out once. Protandry, when the anthers get mature before the stigma, and protogyny, when the stigma mature before the anthers. Okay, okay. See the pictures. Okay, are you able to see it? I think it has came now on your screen. Yeah, both are done. Yeah, protandry and protogyny. Number A is protandry. You can see here the style is very low. That is, the female reproductive part is low, and the anthers have grown fast. And in the number B, it is protogyny, where you can see that uh, the style is matured, right? Style is matured, that the stigma is matured, and you cannot see the anthers. That means it is lower down. Okay. Next one is heterostyly. When the anthers and stigma grow at different lengths, which prevents pollen grains on the stigma, as in primrose, iris flower. And heterogamy, that is, flowers may have hoods or horns to prevent falling of pollen grains from anthers to the stigma. Okay, so the thing is that it, okay, in this, the lengths of anthers and stigma will differ. And in heterogamy, they will have some contradictory. Okay, they will have some parts which will not allow the pollen grains to fall on the stigma. See, see, on the same flower, obviously. See here and see here. It is a heterostyle. So first one, you can see that the anthers can be seen here. See, you can see the B1, the anthers can be seen in one, and here the style is, that is, the stigma is here. That is, the stigma is lower and anther at the higher height. Similarly, in A, you can see the anthers are in the lower height, the stigma is in the upper, that is, it is in the height. And this is what we call the, you know what it is? Do you know it? This heterogamy. So you can see the hoods here. This is a milkweed flower. You can see this hood. It will not allow the stigma. Oh, sorry, it will not allow the anthers to fall on the stigma. Okay, stigma is guarded by this hood. Now, advantages and disadvantages. We'll see. Advantages: the cross pollination is beneficial to the race of plant, so new genes will be produced. Second, you can improve the relation of the offsprings. Okay, third one is that more and more higher qualities and different varieties of seeds will be produced, and it is only the way in which unisexual flowers can reproduce. Okay, seen it? Okay, done. Now it's the disadvantages. Pollination is not certain because some pollinating agents is always needed which may or may not be available in the proper time. Second one is the large amount of pollination is required. Pollen grains are required because there are lots of wastage of pollen grains. Some may be falling on the stones, some may be on the rivers. Some suppose one flower means suppose take the cotton one. Take the cotton as a simple example. You can see that cotton that is having such fluffiness. Cotton seeds will fly in the air. Suppose it is falling in the water. Suppose it is falling in the water, and now it has become wet, and it is now something has happened. Fungus has uh, made the kingdom on this seed, and it is wasted. Like this, many pollens are also done. No, pollens are also done. Pollens can some air pollinated pollen grains may be falling on the ground and then they will destroy. Some of the other things will happen, so there will be wastage of products. And uneconomical because they have large color scented and have to produce nectar for attracting pollinating eggs. So this is a